no cure for fools.
But my hope will never die.
Oh, baby!
Fuck it right in the pussy!
Oh, yeah!
Tactical nuke incoming!
Hey, boss, it's time to stop! It's time to stop!
And now for something completely different.
Whether or not you plan on getting gold, Twisted Treeline is really fun game mode, so why not give it a try before Riot removes it from the game entirely for no good reason.
Hey beautiful people. Last time I made a Shyvana video, I had a clip that talked a bit about AP builds and how suboptimal they are. Roll the clip. Shyvana has a number of semi-viable build paths, including Man Mode, Actually Viable, Team Player, and people who take Hshin seriously on game balance. And while I do stand by my earlier assertion that Hshin is a dumbass, since then, I played a lot of Shyvana, and let me tell you, building AP can be extremely powerful. Don't believe me? Check out this completely random set of clips that I in no way handpicked and give a 100% accurate viewpoint of how good AP Shyvana is.
But there's one they fear. In their tongue, he's Dovahkiin, Dragonborn.
So I made this guide to share with you everything I've learned, so that hopefully, you too can play the Burst Dragon in your solo queue games. Building AP Shyvana can be kind of difficult to pull off, especially if you're new to jungling. Compared to her Bruiser, WMAX counterpart, she's much weaker in early skirmishes pre-6, and doesn't clear nearly as fast. The most useful she is during a post 25 minute team fight when you can hit multiple high value targets with an ultimate E combo, almost one-shotting them. You shouldn't be trying to pick AP Shyvana if you already have a major source of reliable magic damage on your team. Having to build a Void Staff third item is extremely suboptimal for quickly hitting your damage spike. That being said, her damage and range still make her extremely fun to play, and who doesn't want to play as the fun dragon character? As Shyvana, your build order will look something like this. You go Blue Smite, Runic Echoes, then a Nashor's Tooth for their CDR with a Sork boost thrown in somewhere, then either Oblivion Orb or Death Cap depending on how ahead you are. With this build, you should start becoming more relevant than AD after about 2.5 items. Here's the way the build works. Because you're maxing E, clear speed and health are both going to get hurt, so you'll be starting Hunter's Talisman instead of Machete to get yourself some early sustain. Try to clear enough camps to avoid fights until you get 900 gold, then recall for a Fiendish Codex. A good path to do, if you don't think you'll be invaded early, is red, Krugs, Chickens, blue, Scuttle, and then Gromp. Again, this isn't the safest path in the world. You might get invaded, and an important part of AP Shyvana is getting level 6 as quickly as possible. And the quickest way to do that is building your path around Krug's 2.5 minute respawn timer. Krugs give the most experience out of any jungle camp, almost as much as catching a wave under a dead teammate's tower. If you can show up to an early game skirmish level 6 while the enemy jungler is level 5, it should be an easy 300 gold. An important thing to know about AP Shyvana is dragon priorities. A big part of my last video on Shyvana was potential for snowballing your team from soloing Dragon incredibly early. Compared to her Bruiser build, the caster playstyle of AP Shyvana doesn't get nearly as much value from the bone resistances you get from taking Drakes, meaning that looking to sneak an early Mountain or Wind Drake won't yield you nearly as much reward as the risk associated with it. Not that there's many times to do so, after the Dragon spawn timer nerf at the end of last season. Keep in mind that you should still heavily prioritize any Infernal Drakes that come up. Any chance to get more AP on this build is definitely worth prioritizing. After getting level 6, you should start to look for ganks. In general, always try to wait until after the enemy uses their gap closer to ult onto them. The damage from your ult will be significant early game, and the knockback will give your laner some extra time to follow up. After getting your ult, try to look for as many skirmishes as you can to try to snowball. Then build your Nashor's Tooth, followed by some combination of Oblivion Orb, Death Cap, or Void Staff depending on how much magic resist they have. If you're some kind of hipster who's still trying to get Shyvana to work in the top lane, even though she hasn't been meta since Season 4, then try replacing your jungle item and Nashor's with the Spear of Sojin, then transition into building Magic Pen and AP. Even though Shyvana top sucks, A first item spear can let you land even more empowered E's in a team fight. Side note, this is also the build that I run on ARAMs, and if you build Luden's Echo first,
That just makes you a beta cuck.
keep in mind that AP Shyvana is a scaling pick. As long as you aren't behind significantly, you should be able to be extremely relevant in team fights. During a team fight, you have a lot of different approaches you can take. Say you have a champion on your team that can hold a lot of enemy champions in one place for an extended period of time, such as Orianna or Yasuo. Similar to a Rumble, one good combo can instantaneously win you a team fight. Additionally, if you can opt into buying a needless or two, you can have enough burst to basically make yourself an assassin, in which case you can look to delete a high priority enemy AD carry. Say you have a cleanup focused champion on your team, like Yi, Katarina, or Kha'Zix. Using ult for positioning and then landing 2 well-placed fireballs should chunk out the enemy enough for your teammate to get a few easy kills, and you the game. While the amount of damage you can do on AP Shyvana is pretty impressive, it's important to remember that in the current meta for jungling, it is a troll pick. Currently, the best junglers all have a healthy first clear, can gank extremely well early, and provide some kind of CC for early skirmishes. Shyvana does none of these, and actually your main win condition is hoping for some top laner to fuck up and overextend, giving you an easy 400 gold to back with and negating your bad early game. Additionally, regular Shyvana isn't that good at the minute either. The problem with the champion is that she depends on getting ahead early, without any real tools for doing so. Not to mention that the meta Riot has been pushing towards jungling doesn't have a place for champions with a bad first clear, or a place for power farmers. Also, the early dragon spawn nerf was a huge nerf to the neutral objective controlling playstyle that she could do so well. All of this being said, I'm still extremely hesitant to admit that this champion needs changes to her kit, and I mainly chalk that up to how bad some of the recent reworks have been. I think I'll make a video focused solely on reworks in League of Legends at some later date, but for now, I'll give my quick thoughts. I enjoy playing Shyvana in her current state, but she doesn't meet the requirements that a successful jungle champion needs to be a generally good pick, and her stats aren't good enough to compensate. I'm also worried that Riot will decide to go off in a completely different direction with their playstyle, like they did with the Aatrox rework. Either way, this entire guide has ignored by far the largest problem with Shyvana's kit. What is it, you may ask? Well, she still hasn't received a Miss Kobayashi's made dragon skin. Other than that, she's really fun. Hey, thanks for making it to the end of this video. I can't believe you actually made it the whole way through without just like cringing and exiting out. Anyway, yeah, I'd like to keep making more YouTube videos, so go ahead and leave a subscription if you think you'd like to see some more of them. If you want to see some shitty memes that I've retweeted on Twitter, follow me at Danielson524. Maybe I'll stream and then you can see my ugly mug then, so check me out on Danielson524 on Twitch. Maybe I'll stream when this video goes live. Maybe I'll stream when I post it on Reddit. Maybe I won't stream it at all. Who fucking knows? Anyway, thank you so much, and goodbye.